When you climax,
Oh god. I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's do it right now.
What? Let's do it right now. When I was getting a physical to play football, I think
I've never been fondled.
the RN, which obviously they check you for a hernia. And before she did, she's like, "Everything okay with your balls?" I was like, which I think she said because it was a 14-year-old kid, but
Well, see, here's the thing. I've always heard stories about that. Why is that so funny? It's the truth. They're checking for testicular cancer.
It's so funny.
no. She wasn't doing that. She was checking me for a hernia.
Well, they're checking you for both.
Well, probably.
'Cause they're looking for lumps, right?
No, because
like all-
you can't. When they check for a hernia, they just
Don't they grab it? Or?
no. Have
See,
you?
I've never
I
had it
told
done.
you. Garfield and Friends from Fickle
Oh.
Fanboys.
Now, which one?
The second one, not
Yes.
the first one.
This one.
Times a hit.
Yeah, I hate that one.
Do-do-do-do-do.
There are two
There's
actual
two-
songs.
there's two of
Oh,
them.
The
well,
second
that's what
one,
he sent me a picture.
Ready?
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 Two.
To
Party!
We're ready
To party.
We're ready.
Dun, dun,
I hope you bring lots of spaghetti.
dun, dun.
Come on down to Garfield and Friends. Come on in. It's time to party with Garfield,
Garfield
and
and
Friends. And then I think there's another
I love
verse.
how we all know that one.
I think there's another verse.
There is. There's a little bit more to it. I have a list of movie titles that were almost called something else. Star Wars Episode 6 was almost called Revenge of the Jedi. We know this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're nerds. Alex might not have known that.
I was like, what are you talking about? It's not Revenge of the Jedi.
No,
it's
no.
Return. I was like, bitch, you ain't no nerd.
Head cheese.
Head cheese?
Mm-hmm.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Alex?
I have no idea.
Yep.
Yeah!
Why,
Nice!
Why head cheese?
Because I remember there's in the Texas Chainsaw, the remake in '01, they go into that rest stop
Mm-hmm.
and there's a pig's head
Yep.
in the display case, and head cheese is you boil
How
a
did you
pig's
make
head.
that freaking connection, Brett?
That is a photographic memory. at
Oh
work.
my god.
What is the McGangbang?
McDonald's McGangbang. Simply order a McDouble and a McChicken. The McChicken sandwich is placed directly inside the juicy McDouble, buns and all. So if a normal McDouble doesn't quite fill you up, take the chance by combining a McChicken McDouble from McDonald's secret menu.
So then, do you just order the two different pieces, or do you?
You
Order
say, I want the surf
McGangbang?
and turf, and they'll give you the two.
And they'll give you the two and you put it together. I'm not into the fish thing, but I think I would do the McGangbang.
Yeah.
That does not sound right at all. You know what, honey? Let's try a McGangbang.
Are you bringing that to the table, Alex? Are we
We
having
can
this
set it on
discussion?
the table and do it right here on the podcast. Try a McGangbang on the podcast.
Wow. Wow.
So Die Hard started a trend.
I hate Speed 2.
Why?
It's pretty
It's
bad.
horrible.
It's kind of like, it's more of a watch it because it's laughably bad.
Yes.
There are a few parts that I thought Sandra Bullock was pretty funny.
She's a great actress, but she sucks in that movie.
She cuts open the door with the chainsaw and then she's like revving it. Can you guys get out?
If you back up with the saw,
What? If you back up with the saw!
we'll give it a try.
It's so bad.
It is very bad writing. It is
Oh,
very bad.
Bad.
But I always thought of it as more of an action type than a funny movie, and it turns out this, like, as an adult watching it, it's a terrible
It's
film.
horrible.
That was a great
That's great.
quote of by
Yeah.
John. I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot! You okay?
You're gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't
Do it.
move.
Put your
Oh shoot!
Ah! Put it out. Now flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there. Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're okay.
It's
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay. You're
Let's do some
We're doing some friggin' Christmas trivia. Welcome back to PTO Unlimited Podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 337.
And today is National Pet Day. So make
Oh.
sure you guys are
Y'all
celebrating.
got pets.
We do have
We have
pets.
3.
Got 3 pets, and we got a
Nymeria
fourth
let me
adopted.
pet her today. She was not mean.
Well, when I pet her, she was overstimulated. She said, "Nah, I don't." She's
said,
not about
"Nah."
that. She left me. She didn't leave. She got up and was like,
She was sitting
uncomfortable.
in front of the window when I pet her.
Yeah, they love the window.
Snicker was looking mad though.
It's nice out. That's why we have the windows open, because it's beautiful out.
It is. It's so nice
Very warm.
outside. Nice enough that it sparked my spring cleaning as soon as I woke up.
Well,
It
maybe
was-
you should explain why you look the way you do.
Oh, it does look good. I look the way that I do because I don't remember if I announced it or not on the show, but I'm going to be in Indiana Comic Con's cosplay contest, and I've been working in the last couple hours on just putting a mock together of my little sister costume.
Amok. I don't know why I thought of that.
My little sister costume from BioShock 2, and
one.
well, what
Yeah.
I'm based off of is the little sister in 2.
Okay.
There's
What's the
differences.
difference?
If you pull up an image, there's a pretty significant difference.
Okay, I'll see if there's like a side by side.
Like she looks way younger in 1, and I mean obviously the graphics got way better in 2, but she looks a lot younger, like little, like I'd say 5 in 1, and then in BioShock 2, I feel like she looks more like 10. Like 10, 11 years old, and she looks a little bit like do you see what I mean? She looks more like a baby in 1.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
she
I
looks
see
more
it.
like a baby in 1, and then in 2 she looks more like a preteen or like a
Adolescent.
an adolescent. So I based my look off of, and my dress off of 2, and 2's my favorite. So that's why. The Atom extractor and everything is all the same, but I just feel like her look and everything I feel like she looks the best in 2. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be in the contest
So
on May
1 is
6th
on the
down in
right.
Indy. Yes, 1.
2 is
BioShock
on the
1
left.
is on the right. 2 is on the left.
I'm saying you got to get a bigger bottle.
I think the bottle I have is fine.
You gotta.
I really do.
Are you gonna get better light in there?
Yeah,
That has to
so-
light up.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one of the our little LED strips that you can kind of like this.
Yeah, there's ones
I'm
that are
gonna
battery
grab
operated.
something like that, and I'm gonna stick it up inside the bottle.
Okay. I just said okay.
I'm gonna stick it up inside the
I'm looking
bottle,
at your
and
makeup.
I'm
It's
gonna
really
make
good.
it look glow red. And then that way it'll look like it's full of Atom.
Yeah. I'm really excited to have this have you walking around, and I'm gonna try to get my cosplay together and kind of just walk around and see if I get any compliments on it, and if that's a thing.
And I feel like just in BioShock 2, it's a lot of fun because you're in a Big Daddy suit and you're carrying her around, and
That's why you like 2 that much, huh?
it's just I like because you have more interactions, I think, with her,
Yeah.
and
I want to go back and play them.
you get to see what it's like to be basically be a Big Daddy, and
You've played
Oh.
those once, right?
I played the first one.
First one.
I
Yeah.
started the second one, and I got to a point where I was stuck. It was pretty early on, and I got mad, and I stopped, and I did not go back.
You ever
There's
gonna go
really
back
only
to
one-
them?
I have them, the remasters
Mhm.
on
Me too.
on PS5.
Oh, I've got them on every system, I
And
think, except for
I-
Switch.
I always said I would. I just haven't.
Okay. I mean, when you're done with God of War, you'll be playing Super Mega Baseball 4. When-
Hopefully, if it
That'll come out
if it
before the summer.
eventually
You know it
does,
will.
I sure hope so. I looked for any updated news, like on the developer's website, and there's nothing. So
Yeah.
I'm still
Mm.
waiting, but
It happens.
yeah.
Well,
I think
yeah. Go
I'm
ahead.
sure it will come out eventually. Maybe not when they initially said it would, but eventually it will. Get here.
They said spring of 2023.
Correct.
Okay, they got a month.
Yep.
Spring's about over.
And heck, even if it's summer or fall,
Summer's
I'll
fine.
play
I
it,
mean,
you know?
Yeah, we're still waiting on Party Animals. That's
I
a
know,
game
I
that
really want to play Party
hasn't seen
Animals.
anything, any light of day for anything on any whatever. But
It
yeah,
just seemed like a waste to I just put it all on just to wash it all off. I mean, I am going to probably right after the show, but I wanted to at least put everything on from top to bottom so I can get a visual of everything I'm going to upgrade, which it's going to look probably about 25%-ish, maybe like 40%. I'm going to up it like 40% different from what it looks like right now.
Okay.
It's going to look better.
To see
I
it.
made this originally back in 2017.
Well, the wig doesn't look awful, I'll tell you that, for being $20.
This is the first time. This is actually the first time I've ever actually styled a wig. I bought like
cut
a wig
the bangs
stand
and everything, and I said, "What are you doing?"
I did like a wig stand and everything, and I put it up in a ponytail, which is not easy to do, and it keeps falling. So I'm gonna have to take it down and obviously glue it all together and whatnot.
Just let it be what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, her hair's messy. It doesn't have to be.
Any news from the week for you? For us, I've got a new thing going on here. I just learned last week, right after the show.
What's that?
I will not be going into work as often anymore. So I will.
But it's a good thing because you work from home. So when
I will
you
be
say that,
working
it
from
sounds like you're
home.
like getting demoted.
I will be working from. Well, I got my.
It's actually more like a promotion.
My office got demoted. I now have a cubicle, and I've lost my office status. And I said I'm there 2 times a month. That's okay, I guess.
Do you sit there
No.
for work?
No, I sit down in the living room.
Ah.
I will be getting a full setup going here very soon
Yeah,
because
we're
Alex
thinking
and I
about
are,
like kind of redoing a lot of stuff.
yeah, this whole studio. I
Like
don't
the
know.
studio's, I think, gonna get redone, and then we're gonna make a separate workspace for him.
Yeah, we're getting that figured out this summer. But yeah, no, that's the big news for me. So less driving. That's better on the budget, better on everything. My psyche, my physical, everything. I'm better this week.
Hey, look, it's Tuesday, and he didn't just get back from driving 2 hours, so he has more energy.
I have a lot more energy today. Yes, it feels great. So, yeah, let's get into a little bit more of talking about our week. We got some playing and watching to talk about. Do you want to talk about Mario right away?
I'd like
No,
to.
I have other stuff.
You have other
Oh.
stuff? Okay.
How about we talk about it like at the end? So when we
Towards the end?
So if we do, because I'd like to do spoilers.
You can't really spoil the movie.
I mean,
Not really. I mean,
either way, for
unless
the people,
you're saying the actual ending.
for the
you
people
can't really.
that have not seen it, I feel like if we talk about Mario,
We'll talk about it
at
a
the
little bit later. Yeah.
end, we can be like, all right, if you want to be done listening to the podcast,
Yeah.
unless you want to listen
Or like
to
the
our
end of the
review,
segment.
yeah.
Okay.
So we'll talk about it at the end of the show.
So playing, you got anything new?
Nothing new into playing except I'm going through the Hitman World of Assassination. I'm on Hitman 3. I think I'm close to being done with Hitman 3.
Okay.
So, yeah, just doing that.
That's good.
And then still rolling through God of War Ragnarok.
Are you done with Lego Star Wars? Like the whole Skywalker
No.
saga?
No, I just finished episode 7. So I'm ready
Oh.
to start episode 8. and
You're
I'm
going to hate yourself.
not looking forward to 8 or 9.
But I'm surprised you're continuing and you at least went to 7. I thought you were going to be done with the first 6.
The only reason I want to, if I ever want to 100% it, you got to go through those.
I get it, yeah.
So
it is what it is.
Yeah.
For me, I'm playing actually went and started a brand new game, which I'm gonna actually show some gameplay.
I think that he would like it.
He would,
Yes.
but the thing is, it takes a lot of extra work. Now, arachnophobes, beware! You will see a spider on screen. FYI, trigger warning. This is me and Patrick, and I think Brian's there too. We're taking down what's called a wolf spider on stream here, and you have to have a blade and everything, and you're taking it down. There is the ability to remove the spider legs in this game if you want to, and you can play it in third person versus first person, and I'm playing it in third, of course, because I think first person would be a little more claustrophobic. So this is actually, you're getting achievement by actually beating a wolf spider. So this is a boss battle essentially for the area, and these guys are nasty. So it's taking 3 of us to take it down. We've got arrows being shot in there, and I'm trying to find out his weakness. That's why I'm bringing up my vision like that. It's called. Oh, I went down on this. I forgot because I was like being like the big main in the middle there with my blade. It's a very short knife that I have, so the fight is extremely just
Yeah, you can totally play this without your wife.
Alex does not like spiders, so we got an achievement for that. Apparently, I don't have that pop up, but yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I like your
What's the game?
armor.
It's called Grounded.
Oh, okay.
I think I
that's
said
what it
that,
was.
didn't I?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty certain I
honestly.
said it, but I said it slightly. You're basically Honey I Shrunk the Kids in the backyard. It's so interesting, and the game just starts off. You come out of this box basically, and you're just in the lawn, and you gotta go explore. This is becoming a trend because there's another game that I'm gonna be playing here very soon called Hypercharge Unboxed, which is basically an action figure in stores and toy rooms.
So
and
you're
all that
basically
stuff.
Toy Story.
Yeah. So those are the games I'm gonna be playing
That's
here
the
soon. on my
that's the
stream.
preview of the trailer that you showed me.
Mhm.
Yeah, that looks really
Looks
really fun.
cool. But this is a 4-player co-op survival game, open world, and our friend Quentin. It's also you can set up a server so other people can play on
Like
it,
Minecraft.
like Minecraft. And our friend Quentin has been on it all week.
Every time we see him online,
So I haven't
it's like
seen
he's,
his
like, grounded.
progress. I'm gonna see it tomorrow night,
Yeah.
and I'm certain we have like a fortified fort, and he already showed us a house. Like he built a house, and what we built prior to was just walls around our sleep camp. So it's gonna get really, really interesting. I don't know. I haven't seen the update yet, so
Mhm.
I'm surprised. I'm gonna be surprised. I'm sure it's gonna be really interesting. So that's a game that I've been playing recently on stream, and that's a new one, and I'm actually really excited to continue that. I've played without breaks basically, and I don't take any. At one point, I'm just sitting there like, oh my god, I've been streaming for 3.5 hours. I gotta stop now. I gotta go.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
tired.
when you have those games, that's just kind of like Minecraft as well. Minecraft is just like that.
I love Minecraft. I wish people got into
Minecraft, you
Minecraft
can-
like that with me, just like that.
Well, I would, but you know me, so.
You don't have to be creative.
Yeah, you do. You say that, and like I'm the only one in the bunch that does not have the same type of creative mind.
I get
And I'm
it.
over here making a mud hut, and you guys have made a castle. So don't tell me that inside of 5 minutes.
You can probably make them look even better now. People make things look even better than what I do, what I can. So,
Whatever.
anyways,
Oh, it's getting dark. I'm over here making a hole inside of a mountain, and you guys are like, and I've put lights in a car and everything in a garden outside. Now we can go to sleep. Like,
right.
That's why I don't play.
I don't think there's anything else big as far as playing. I did start another game today called XO1, which is basically an open world. Not really. I don't know if it's open world or not. You're basically like this little marble spaceship. I don't know how to explain it. It's on Game Pass.
I was getting ready, or eventually I'm gonna try that game Stray.
Ooh,
That's on
yes.
PlayStation.
Right.
Mhm.
If it was
It
on
looks-
Xbox,
it
I'd
looks
play it, but
really
it's
good.
I've heard
it's
that
on
it's
PC
fun,
and
so-
PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I've been wanting to play that. That one, I actually just did a gaming bracket today on TikTok of like what game versus game do you think is better, and Stray came up versus I think it was Terraria, and I was like, well, I played Terraria. I'd love to play Stray, but yeah, I had to go with Terraria on that one. So, but anyways, watching anything?
Yeah, I watched something.
Yeah, I don't think you're playing anything, do you? Yeah. I have a clip to show of your Halo later on for when we're talking about your Twitch. So, watching stuff.
I watched the Woodstock '99 documentary. And
We watched
it's on
that.
Netflix, and nothing that happened is surprising based on the amount of people that were in that.
The van
venue.
surprised me. What they found in the van.
What they found, so there was basically a sexual assault in the van.
Of a
But
14 or 13-year-old girl?
It was not surprising considering they had there was drugs and alcohol out the wazoo, you know? And it's just no, and they didn't actually say it, but one of the security guards who wasn't really a security guard shined the light on a wall, and it was just a line of people banging.
Yeah.
So no, you can't be surprised that anything that went down went down.
The fires and everything, and the water prices hiking up, and that just.
And
oh
the
my
guy
God.
that promoted it blames Fred Durst for people going nuts.
Of course he does.
Which is total crap.
It is 100% crap.
The guys who put it on, they are still like walking around like they want to do more.
Michael Lang, the founder, he actually died.
Oh,
Like,
I
a few
didn't know
months
that.
after the interview. It
Wait,
says,
that does say that in there.
it does say
yeah.
that, yeah. But the promoter, yeah, he's still.
And he wants to do another one.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think
He thinks the
said
Woodstock
something
name
that
still holds.
It does, but
It doesn't.
after that, I mean, the 60s was a different time, you know. You just
Alex, there was that festival that tried to go on in Vegas called When We Were Young. Did that even go? Did that happen?
I didn't even know if it happened. I thought it was supposed to happen this summer.
I thought it was last summer. Is it this summer? I haven't even heard anything about it. That one was supposed to be like the Woodstock of our generation, but no one said anything. Whatever. Either way.
When you put 200,000 people together, there
Yeah.
has to be more
Everything.
infrastructure.
Oh my
Yes.
God. The merchandise was. I can't believe how much were they charging for a water bottle in the 90s?
At the end, it was like $7 because most of the vendors had run out of stock.
Yeah.
But it was hot and it was on asphalt, so that's just bouncing right up and just cooking them all.
And that water.
And they took away the water that they brought in at the door. That's outrageous.
I can't believe they did that kind of stuff. Oh,
No, but they could bring all the drugs they wanted to.
Yeah, whatever. Either way.
But it was sad, is what it was, that they
Right.
actually allowed that to go. Now, at the same time, people have a responsibility to not act stupid, but they're not going to in that situation.
You're at a concert like that for a few days. There's a reason why you're there. You're there to let loose and
Sure.
act
But
out.
to that level was a
But,
little
I mean,
excessive.
I know, but they set oil, or they put gasoline on a fire is what they did.
Basically.
They did not take care of you. And then when that happens, and you've got alcohol and drugs and everything,
And-
you're going to act out even more because
Well,
you're not getting taken care
And
of.
bands that can get a crowd rowdy because it's Korn, because it's Fred Durst, because it's Red Hot Chili Peppers, it's Offspring, it's all of them that rock.
They're supposed to make you that way.
Sure.
They're supposed to get you hopped up and jumping around.
We'll be
Exactly.
seeing the Offspring in August. I'm pretty certain we're going to see the other side of them.
The fact that they put any blame on any band that went up there and performed the way that they were supposed to. You're
Hold on.
fucking idiot.
Hold on a second. You're gonna approach a real line right there because you can do crowd control.
Yes, you as the artist do also have that power.
You have the power of crowd control.
But unless you're being told certain things, and
Well-
you're not going to see everything that's going on. You're going to be concentrating on your performance.
I've heard of Pink stopping a show because something sketchy was going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
They
If you obviously see something, me as an artist, I would hope I'd be able to say, hey, you know what, we're not doing this. We're pausing until this stops right here. And we've seen people like Linkin Park do that before when they
Who was that rapper that just had like
last year.
it was a handful of
Yep.
people died?
And,
Yep.
Yeah, and he was told multiple times apparently to.
That's what I'm saying. You have the power of crowd control.
well,
so
the promoter, I remember him saying that he asked Anthony Kiedis of Red Hot Chili Peppers to go out there when they were starting to tear down the sound tower.
right.
He's like, "Hey, can you go out there and tell them to calm down?" He's like, "They're not going to listen to me," and
Was
he
your
didn't
mic
do
off?
it.
No,
Hello, 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 hello.
no.
Is my mic on?
Was it? Did you ever turn it off? What did you have it off the whole show?
No.
Okay.
Have it on.
You sound far away.
Alex sounds very far away. Am I good?
The bars are going up.
Yeah, the bars are going up when I'm talking.
I don't understand what just happened there. I didn't
Okay.
do
I don't know.
anything
Maybe
on
there
that.
was
for
like
a
a
bit.
cord issue.
Anyway, I watched that and it was surprising yet not surprising. But,
Yeah.
that is another. And now I know this is an extreme idea or an extreme example, but all of that is why I don't go to concerts.
Well, to an extent, nowadays the security's a little
That's
better.
the most extreme example.
That's a
Right.
very extreme example.
I think so. In my opinion, when we went to Rock on the Range, I was scared shitless about that. Like I was seriously sitting there like, I'm gonna die in this crowd. But after I'd say about an hour of dealing with my anxiety,
Mhm.
it went away
It's
because I
usually about,
realized
like,
where my
after
bubble
after
was.
you find and make your own bubble and you're
Mhm.
standing in the crowd, especially someone like that
Stand your
has an
ground.
anxiety, and you get to feel the way that the crowd is in that spot. And if you don't like that spot, then you move to another spot.
Right, exactly.
And Josh and I would find a very nice spot in the crowd. And yes, you would get bumped into.
And
And
you know
yes,
what?
you would have idiots. And I mean,
Body surfing happens. The moshes were around us. I never
you
was a
just,
part of
if
them.
you want to be
I
a
never
part
got
of it,
pushed
then
into
you
a
get
part
in
of 'em.
there. If you don't, you move.
The only time we saw a stretcher was from somebody body surfing, and he fell from body surfing. That's the risk he took. He broke his neck, probably.
Well,
I don't know.
What it
That's
looks
what we
like.
think.
He fell right on his
He
head.
fell on his head.
and passed out. Yeah.
And he got stretchered off. So I'm just saying, like, that's the risk you took as a concert goer. You're not supposed to body surf. So I'm just saying the dangers that you put yourself in are there. But in '99, the concerts were wild. Nowadays, come on, they're a little
I feel
bit more
like it
controlled.
depends on
You don't
where
have to
go.
fear a concert. You have to fear the people. Who you can read are going to be a danger
Sure.
to you. But
Yeah.
if you're a people reader,
and it's
Yeah.
not the the bands and the performances. It's the people attending that.
Right. I'm saying like I don't think I've ever had to de-escalate anything around me.
The only time I felt scared for my life at any concert that we've ever been to is when we went to see Avenged Sevenfold,
Papa Roach,
and
everyone was doing the wave back and forth.
And that was in South Dakota, out of all places.
It was a small
indoor,
venue.
very small, very tightly packed. And it basically the only luck that we had was that we had a 6.5 foot friend. No, 7 foot.
He's 7 foot.
7 foot tall friend that was with us.
You met
and
Sheldon.
We were so incredibly smushed from like chest
he, like, picked
to
us
back.
Up like berries
that
out of a
people
patch,
were
you know?
rocking us back and forth to the point where my feet weren't on the floor anymore, and I was still standing, going back and forth. And finally, people pushed because people were shoving this way, and then people were shoving this way to the point where everybody fell back, and some like 300-pound guy fell on top of me while my leg was twisted, and I just like and I looked behind me, which is where Sheldon, our 7 foot friend, was behind me, and he was standing, he was pulling people up because he was big and tall, and I just had another person fall on top of me, and I just went, Sheldon, and he just grabbed my arm and pulled me up and out, and I was like having a panic attack because I was like, I can't breathe, I have like this big ass guy on me, and another person fell on him, and I'm like, I'm gonna suffocate. But no, and like luckily I got out of there.
The only time that happened, and that happened we've been in the general admission plenty of times.
I know, but that's where I like to be. I don't like to sit
I'm
down and watch a
they're
concert.
not that bad anymore. That's the only time we had that bad experience.
Rock on the Range, I thought like my anxiety was gonna be up here because it was a 3-day. You're in a huge amount of people. There's rock music. I'm like, there's drugs, there's alcohol. Like it's like the perfect storm, like a Woodstock '99, and it ended up just being fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were a few times where the crowd got a little rowdy, but we just kind of judged where we were standing, and if you don't want to be in that too rowdy of a spot, then you move.
Right. You're going to be at your first. I don't know if you've really announced whether or not you're going to the convention.
Yeah. I mean,
that's going to be a crowd thing for you.
Sure.
So that's not going to be crazy at all. I will say you're going to meet some real nerds.
I went to the Hall of Fame.
That was wild
I remember
for you
telling me about that.
Only
that
one part
wild.
of it. It was after the ceremony when everybody was trying to leave.
Yeah.
And I would have rather have sat in the stadium for another hour rather than try to get out in that mess that we were in.
Right.
And that's usually what we do after
and you're
concerts.
Not see that
you and I are very much if we like the band at the end, we stay and we wait till the band is gone, and we wait till most of the people are gone, then we leave. If we don't really like the last band, then we start making our way back.
We got lucky with our electronic music festival concert.
We
got out pretty easily.
That
was really easy for us, and that was in Chicago. So I mean, I'm just saying it depends on where you're at. So down in Indy is gonna be easy.
I can be around crowds depending on the the setting, like Cedar Point.
Yeah. Think of Cedar Point basically for the convention. It's gonna be just like
Cedar Point. Or okay, no.
As far as crowd control
being at
goes,
a
it's
Comic-Con,
not that crazy.
You're dealing with people who have been inside their house for a very long time, and there's not you're gonna see two types of people. You're going to see the people that are very quiet and don't want to be touched and don't want to be talked to, and are literally there to like meet and get their stuff signed.
Brett's like, don't touch
me. And then go to vendors and like just sit in silence. And then you're gonna see the other people that are like in the cosplay contest and are just very like, I don't know, they're really excited people and very uppity people. And then you just have like your silent like, don't talk to me people.
Introverts.
Like yes, and it's mainly a lot of introverts, and this is the most extroverted time for them.
A lot of skin too.
It's scary.
You're gonna see a lot of skin.
A lot of skin, yes.
Not necessarily saying good skin. You're gonna see a lot of skin.
There's a lot of people who are very comfortable with their bodies, which is perfectly fine.
It's perfectly natural. Anyways, so we saw the trailer for the new trailer for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I wanted to see it, so it gave me a little bit more insight on what it's going to be about. I'm excited for it more than I was for 4. So I'm going to say this one looks good. The Dial of Destiny coming out. What's that, June?
Yeah, I think so.
It's June, yes.
Yeah.
What do you think, Alex? It was like June 24th or something is what I saw in the trailer. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm excited because it's an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
But I'm also...
Good to see Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, I saw that. I really like him as an actor too. But I'm also... I kind of want to go in like I did with Mario. Like Mario, I had so many like Oh, this movie's gonna be.
Did
horrible.
you go into 4 with high expectations? I think you did.
I did.
for John Wick?
No, Indiana Jones.
Oh,
You did. Yeah, me too.
I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you haven't had an Indiana Jones movie in how many years before that one came out?
Right, exactly.
So it was like that was put up on a pedestal.
That should have been a sign because rarely movies that come back after that long are very good.
Die Hard did just fine, though.
Die Hard did
I think
just
at that
fine.
point we were on a good roll with movies that had been
Come back,
been
yeah.
gone and silent
Jurassic
for a long
World
time
was a good 4.
to bring
True.
back. So I think when it came out, we were like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. And then I think now watching it, it's not as bad as I thought it was, but it's still pretty bad.
Right.
But I just hope that it's
know,
better than 4. How
What
about
didn't
how about
do
that?
well? Independence Day.
No.
Oh my God, that's not.
But
get
that was
into
that wasn't even a 4. That was a sequel.
That was
Well,
just
that
a
was
sequel,
bad.
Yep.
and it
It
was
was so bad.
horrible.
Which I put that on our movie club list. I forgot that was a movie we all went and saw and reviewed
did.
together. So I'm putting that on our list of movies that we saw together. So, yeah.
Let's
anyways,
talk Mario.
Okay, we'll talk Mario now that we're
Oh, we're not gonna save it for
just
the
the end of the segment.
Well, did you all have any watching things? Because we didn't really.
Other
Did
than
we watch
I mean,
anything else?
well, I could talk about the XFL real quick.
oh yeah,
The Battlehawks
caw.
played and won in the first overtime XFL game. They won by 4 points.
I will tell you what, watching the XFL games is like watching WWE. Like
It can
in
come
the
back
90s.
in a second, man. It's crazy.
Like it's like the Attitude Era WWE kind of stuff. Like it's football, like NFL without like the rules.
Yeah.
Like it's fun to watch. I really like watching it.
We were just watching the highlights, though. Can you imagine what's in between there, though? It could be some boring moments.
Like I feel like watching NFL, it's like don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, and then XFL, it's just like they're out there just.
Oh
having
my God! A
fucking
guy took
blast.
his helmet off and celebrated, and I expected a flag.
I
They
know,
didn't
it's
give
like
him
waiting
one.
for flags for every little thing I saw, and I was like, oh, they're just out there having fun and they don't care.
They threw some flags for
Woo!
some things.
Yeah, for
but of
things that
course.
were
Needed.
Needed,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So I'm just saying that, but I'm excited to see where the XFL goes after this season. If the Battlehawks win the next game, they'll be in the playoffs. So that's
Woo!
good. There's only one playoff game, and then there's a championship game. So
June 30th, by the way, for
Indiana Jones. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And then also big announcement to go off of sports real quick. YouTube has announced how much the Sunday ticket's gonna be for their freaking YouTube TV. Have you seen the prices?
Mm-mm.
They are gouging people, man.
course
I took a
they are.
screenshot of this. They are going to be, okay, if you are a YouTube TV subscriber already and
Right.
you don't prepay for it before June 6th, so you actually get an early date to buy this if you want. So if you already are paying TV on YouTube, which is like $70 a month, it's $349 for the season.
Okay.
$389 for the season with Red Zone. That's for people who are already subscribed to YouTube TV.
Right.
For us,
For
who
us,
are not,
who are not.
$449 for the season. This is before pre-pack, like early bird. Early bird is $100 off, so we can get it for $350 for the entire
Still,
season,
okay.
and then it's $40 more with Red Zone.
So-
So $489.
You
for the
say
season.
Sunday ticket meaning every game,
Every game.
in its entirety, which is dumb. I never liked the Sunday ticket because nobody watches all the games
Right.
of every game.
I would watch 2 games on a Sunday if it was the Chiefs and Vikings.
Sunday ticket is for the people that have one team and
Mhm.
their team is never on TV because they don't live in the
Right.
area.
Us.
Me.
So
Well,
yeah,
we get
exactly.
it
You
because
get-
we're
you get
regional.
a lot
still.
of
We
Yeah.
still do because
they're
it's
on
regional.
Fox a lot, and you get
They
it a
are.
lot. But
We do get the Vikings.
let's say Patrick moved to Indiana, but he still want to watch Raiders
he
games.
gets a ticket.
That
He'd
would
get
be
the ticket.
Yeah.
But they know what they can do. They can charge X amount of dollars to have all the games because that way they can charge what they charge.
They should do a team package.
They could. They won't, but they could do that.
That'd be great. I'd do
Um,
that. I pay
the
that. I pay that amount for a team package.
Sunday ticket is for
Maybe not. Maybe
the
a little
person
less.
who follows a single team. Red Zone is for the fantasy people.
Right. That's what I want is Red Zone. That's all I want is Red Zone.
I want the red
and
zone,
if the Vikings are playing, I want to just see that game. But that's about it.
Sure.
That's all I want to see. Chiefs is fine if I can see that too. I'm just saying.
The Chiefs are likely to be on CBS a lot, being that they're one of the top teams in the AFC.
Right.
So you wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily have to pay anything extra
Right.
to watch them because
And we're in the Midwest too.
You're probably
so,
getting, I don't know, 60% of the time they're going to be in a primetime game.
yeah.
So having just won the Super Bowl, especially.
Oh yeah.
So there you get some money off that way.
Right, exactly. And I just talked to my dad on over Easter, and we spoke about the Chiefs Vikings game, and he's like, "Well, next month we're buying the tickets. We're buying them right when they come out because we're not waiting for this one."
Good idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot less expensive for sure.
Less
buying
expensive
them right
and
away.
immediate. You just know you're gonna go. I would love to get season tickets. I wonder how much those are. Probably
several thousand.
big
Probably a lot of money.
Right. Do we want? Okay, now what are we doing next? What do you guys want to talk
We can
about?
talk about Mario.
Okay, let's talk about Mario. Now you went. I was really surprised that you even went.
I mean, I could have gone either way. Like,
Mhm.
if I watched it, fine. If I didn't, like, when I saw that it was coming out, it wasn't like, oh, I have to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley wanted to see it, so we went and saw it.
Okay.
And had you guys not had seen it yet, we probably wouldn't have gone yet. But I
Right.
knew you'd want to talk about it, so I said, well, let's just go.
Well, yeah. I mean, we can always do those quick, spotty reviews, but this one is like a little bit more. We can probably talk a little bit more since you saw it. Then, I loved every minute of this movie.
I did too.
Did you like it?
It was fine. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love it. Like, to me, Lego Movie is still a better movie to me.
Right.
But it was fine.
This is essentially
there
a
was
similar.
nothing-
This is kind of like
nothing
when Lego
bad
Movie
about
came
it. Like,
out.
I didn't dislike anything.
Like
Right.
this is kind of like the first of kind of like when Lego Movie came out. There was this. Oh wow, and then you find out Lego Movie was actually made like with Legos, and it wasn't as
Right.
like.
I mean, the
CGI
voicing
as you
wasn't
thought.
awful except for the Kongs. Recast all of them. I don't care.
Mm.
I don't like
That-
Cranky. I don't like Donkey.
So we went with my 11-year-old nephew, and
How did he like it?
he loved it. Like because he's a huge.
He's mad that his Nintendo character wasn't in it. And it's Kirby.
Yes.
Sure.
Kirby doesn't belong in the Mushroom Kingdom. So
He doesn't.
True.
No.
Donkey Kong barely belongs in it.
There's a lot more.
There's a lot more they could have done.
There's a lot more.
There's a little more tie-in, I guess.
There's a
'cause
lot
of-
more tie-in with
Yeah.
Mario and Donkey Kong than
Mhm,
Mario and like any other character.
mhm.
I mean, you've got the original, like just like you see, his dad, Mario's dad, playing in the pizzeria. You see him playing the original Donkey Kong,
Yeah.
throwing the barrels at Mario down at the bottom, and he's got the princess up here.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that's how far back it goes. Their relationship.
Did you spot all
Together.
these
Saw a
classic
lot of the
stuff?
Easter eggs, sure.
I mean, I just there were some cringy moments. I didn't like the Peach song at first. Now I do. Now I like it.
It's stuck in my head.
It's stuck in
all
my head
the
a lot, but
time.
I did not like it when I first saw it. I'm sitting up there. I'm like, this is cringy. I don't like this. I don't like Jack Black
No.
singing on screen right
I
now.
thought for sure my nephew was
was
gonna be
fine.
like, "This is stupid," and he thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, great stuff.
I think my favorite part is when they go to pick their carts.
See, that's
Alex
mine.
loved that part
That's
too.
mine because whoever had that imagination to make it and
Just
the
create it
dials.
the way that it's basically like they were in real life, but they're going and they're choosing their carts just like you do in like Mario Kart. Is it 8?
Yes.
Yeah, Mario Kart 8,
And
where you have the
7.
little spinners and you choose your wheel, then you choose like your cart, and then you choose like your little
Your
Parachute.
flyer.
your flying
parasail.
Glider,
apparatus.
whatever it is.
Yeah. Your
So and I was
parachute.
just like, oh, and then you get to, and then like like the music that they have playing in the background to get you all hyped.
I want to
for
see this in
it.
3D actually.
I think it would be really
I need
good
to go
in
back and see
3D.
this. Alex and I are thinking of going back and seeing this
Yeah.
before it leaves theaters.
I did. I mean, it fit, but I didn't really understand the Mario and Luigi are in real life, and then they go down this pipe, and they're
Yeah.
in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Did you
and
ever
then
see
they
the
bring it all
original movie?
back to Brooklyn?
Yeah.
No, I never saw the original.
It's basically similar where they're in Brooklyn and they go into this underworld just like
Yeah.
that. But it's a little
You're talking
more...
about the '90s one that's cringe.
Ooh,
Yes.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
just not going to talk about that one.
It's very difficult. to
But
watch.
it's got a similar story.
It has very similar stuff.
Yeah,
yes,
it's
it
got
does.
similar feels to it. It's got a lot of Easter eggs, man.
Yeah.
I was just happy to see Dixie and Diddy Kong in there.
for a short.
They're
second or
my
two.
favorite Kongs, so I got to see them. I actually didn't see Diddy. I saw Dixie. And I was like, oh, there's Dixie, and I was always
And then they
looking for her.
pinned back to the
Mhm.
same one. You're like, oh wait, no, there's Diddy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I love that part, and being a 35-year-old man and growing up in the Nintendo world, I was in heaven most of the time.
How did you feel about Chris Pratt and Charlie Day?
I loved them.
That's where I went into this movie
You're
with
like, I'm gonna hate
like a
this.
0. I went in this movie with a 0 because I was like, okay, Chris Pratt. he's got a very unique voice, and I'm like, I really, really hope that he does Mario well. And for one, and for two, Charlie Day, I freaking hate him, man.
Charlie Day.
He's so annoying.
I'm sorry.
I don't really like him. I can get him in small doses and be fine. And I was like, oh my God, this is gonna suck. And I thought the both of them together, Chris Pratt did Mario 100%, and I think that Charlie Day did Luigi 100%. I think they did an extremely good job, and I forgot most of the time that was Charlie Day and Chris Pratt.
Really?
Yes. Like,
That's
I did not hear Chris Pratt. I didn't hear.
And Anya Taylor-Joy, you couldn't.
No,
I
couldn't
Peach.
hear. No,
who is that?
She's
in Split.
We know her from Split, but
Yeah.
she's also in a lot. She's in the chess one.
Oh,
Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit.
Let me.
She's
see
a very
what-
good
She's a
actress.
good
I
actress.
really like
I love
her.
her.
Yeah.
I love her.
Here's what
Let me find her.
will happen now that this movie has come out.
We're gonna see an MCU.
There's gonna be at least 4 more probably
A Mario Cinematic Universe.
because
And I'm actually okay with it.
it's made the most money ever for an animated, largest opening for an animated film ever. It's only 90 minutes, which is a big plus. For me.
Crazy amount of stuff to pack in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, towards the end, I was like, how are they gonna finish it? They just finished it so quickly, though.
I mean, it is a child's movie. Everybody has to keep it.
I don't
that
think you
in
would
mind.
know her from anything.
I don't think so. Probably not. Not from anything.
She sounded familiar. I thought it was Elizabeth Banks for a minute.
No.
She's in the Dark Crystal sequel show that was on Netflix. She's in Glass, of course. But I'm just saying. Like,
I
don't
think it's
know.
possible that Nintendo could open this up and do
Oh,
more
absolutely.
than just, Jeremy might
my
get his own Kirby
gosh.
movie.
What
at some point.
I want to happen, which was
Luigi's
kind of like,
Mansion.
well, Luigi's Mansion would be good, but
True.
for me, the ultimate like woohoo, because my absolute favorite like Mario game to do in the whole entire world is Super Smash Brothers. And I think
It can lead to that.
I think
Is
if
that-
that could make it like an end game, like Avengers Endgame, and they get everybody after a few movies, get everybody together for this final like battle.
Was that kind of supposed to be the battle between him and Donkey Kong?
That was
No,
more
I
towards
figured
more
that's-
reference for Mario and Donkey Kong against each other
Yes.
from them in the 80s.
It from that
the scaffold
this-
and everything.
yeah, because if
Oh,
you
yeah,
actually
yeah.
From
see
the
it, they're
original.
on the red barred
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
scaffolds.
You can get Smash Brothers out of it because they're getting items out of things, but
But they're not getting special items. They're getting Mario
that's
items.
not how Smash Brothers
By the
works.
way, was the little dude in overalls who goes woohoo? Is that supposed to be the Mario from the original?
Jumpman.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
that's what I thought.
yes.
The original voice of Mario's in it. It's
Charles
Mario's,
Martinet.
It's Mario's
His
dad.
dad?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also the original voice of Luigi. I didn't know that.
Did
found that
Did
out.
you catch Luigi's ringtone?
No.
It's the GameCube.
It's the GameCube.
intro.
Oh, yeah.
Bum.
But I did catch the antique shop where he's like, all you gotta do is blow in it.
The NES
Yes.
cartridges. I love that.
Oh,
Oh my
they
goodness.
put so many like not even in-game references, but just out-game references that the gaming community uses, and they honored us as like kind of like original players, and then honored Jeremy, like my nephew, who's like a newer player.
So we do need to bring up the controversy in this movie.
What controversy?
The fact that critics are giving it a 56%.
I know, I don't understand that. So what? The only thing I saw.
Fans are giving it a 96. By
The
the way.
only thing
So-
I saw that like before we went to the movie was that I saw IGN gave it an 8, and I was like, oh my god, that means it's bad. Because
But-
when they rate it super high or like 8 and above, I feel like fans typically will go, oh no, this is really bad. And I was like, it's gonna be bad. Well, then they gave it an 8, and I'm still sitting here wondering how the hell they gave it an 8 instead of like a 9 or a 9.5 or even a 10.
I
I
think
don't
8.
know.
I mean, it's fine. Like,
I'm giving it a 9.5 personally. Like it's perfect.
The only
And
reason Josh and I, and even my nephew at the very end of the movie and during the credits, what we were discussing was, did you like it? Did you like it? And we were giving each, I was like, out of, score out of 10, Jeremy, how would you get it? He's like, I give it a 9.5. And I was like, why? And he picked out the exact same, before we even told him the exact same thing we said, which is the voice of Cranky Kong was 100% wrong.
and annoying.
And annoying and did not fit at all. When I saw Cranky, it was not Cranky. It was some weird person
I don't
with
put it
a
in my
higher
head as
pitch,
Cranky. He's
younger
like
voice.
he talks like he's got a plugged nose. I can't stand it.
And I played quite a bit of Donkey Kong growing up, and Cranky is an old like he's like I believe great grandpa or
He's
grandpa or something.
old. Yeah,
to-
he's supposed to be old.
He's like grandpa to Donkey Kong.
So what I want to see in the sequel, possibly Wario. We're gonna see Yoshi, a lot of Yoshi, because they showed Yoshi's Island. That was cool. Seeing all the
and
pink
there was
Yoshi.
a
and
herd
everything.
of Yoshis while they were going to the.
Yeah,
That-
the whole
yes.
herd. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
When they went
So
through.
when that was the other thing I really liked is that my nephew could point out, and he was the one that pointed it
he
out. when
pointed
I
out
was
all
going.
these enemies
He
and
was like-
everything.
He was like, when
here's a this
when
and here's a
on
that.
the trip to Kong Island, is that where
Yeah.
he's at? On the trip to Kong Island with Peach and Mario, they go through all of these like iconic levels
Mhm.
from the different Marios, from everything from start to finish. And my nephew's like, oh, this is from that game, and this is from that game. And then for a second, you see Yoshi's, like a herd of Yoshis, and I was like, oh my god, we're gonna get to see Yoshi, because that's my favorite out of every single
But
thing.
Pink Yoshi got the longest screen time.
It did, because it was in front, and there was a purple one right behind it.
But they were, but it's cool how they have the Yoshis running like dinosaurs like
'Cause that's what
that,
they're
and that's
doing.
what they are. They're
It was a
wild.
herd. It was a herd of Yoshis.
It's crazy what they're
was so
so
good.
interesting what they're gonna do. I don't know. So Yoshi, Wario, we're gonna see that.
Well, who is it that some voice actor wants some other actor to
Pedro
play?
Pedro
Pascal.
Pascal.
Jack Black wants Pedro Pascal,
And I would
as
100%
Wario.
agree.
I'm cool with that.
I'm so cool. He does very good voices.
Yes, he does. He's very.
He
good.
does very good voices. So I'm 100% all in for that.
So
I don't know what else.
What's another possibility for a villain?
Wario.
Wario could be a villain. Bowser could come back.
Bowser Jr.
Wario could release Bowser Jr.
do
I
Boo.
wouldn't. King Boo.
Yeah. Could do, There's so many enemies. Like, you can pick anything. What I absolutely loved was at the wedding for Bowser and Peach.
Yeah,
how you
King
have the big
Babam.
Babam, King Babam or whatever, just sitting there and he's falling asleep. And then, like,
Then he
what?
blows up.
He set him off.
Set him off and he was just, how did he catch fire? I don't even
Yeah, I
remember.
think
She
she
threw a thing.
Yeah.
She had the
spear.
fire.
She had the fire flower.
The fire flower.
in her bouquet.
And he was
Which
like,
I called that.
"Oh."
The movie was mainly predictable for me.
Predictable or not, it's a child's
Enjoyable.
movie.
Predictable and enjoyable at the same time.
I'm perfectly fine that they made it very much like an Avengers movie where you have to try to figure out the big ending that's going to happen. The ending that happened was perfect.
Was fine.
I loved how they
Funny.
did it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like and the mushrooms and everything that they use, and how Mario hates mushrooms and he just has to eat them to get better and bigger, and it's just great. Just a great movie. I want to go see it again, and it's making a lot of money. It's
We didn't
the
even
best
talk about
animated
the
opening.
The Toads in the Toad Kingdom.
Oh, they're great too.
That was just absolutely
Keegan-Michael Key.
cool.
Did they like
amazing.
crank up the tone or the pitch of his voice?
That's just him, I think.
I believe
wow,
that's
that's pretty
him.
impressive because it does not sound like him.
It
He has a
doesn't.
deeper voice than that.
That was the other character I thought was going to fail in my eyes, and I was just gonna only
You're
only
gonna
gonna
get annoyed
hear
with Toad,
Keegan,
right?
and all I heard was I was like, no, this is actually Toad,
And
I
I
loved
can't.
his
He's not.
personality.
He's not Captain yet. He's gonna become Captain
He is
Toad
gonna be
eventually.
Captain Toad.
When he rolled up in his big old truck.
That was
That
so
was
great.
hilarious.
That was
I loved
hilarious.
it.
That was hilarious. So maybe we see more Mario Kart stuff in the next one, a little bit more. And
You
I don't know
also
what else
knew
we're
the
gonna
funny
see,
thing
man.
was when Luigi he's not captured by the little minions yet. He's in like that dark area, and then you see the skeletons.
The dry bones were
The
scary,
dry bones.
man.
So they're super scary, and then he actually like hits him, and then he falls apart. And from playing the game, they're gonna come back together. And sure enough, he
Reassemble,
turns
yeah.
around, and he just reassembles
like the
himself.
face comes up, and I was like,
and I was
"Oh my god, that is so."
But
scary.
they made it like so scary the way that it should be.
Well, Luigi's also kind of a wimp in the game, so he kind of
Well, I know.
shows it that way. So I don't know. I just hope to see a lot more. It's gonna get kind of crazy, and they can always branch off to other types of movies, and maybe we'll see Samus, maybe we'll see Kirby, maybe we'll see all these other characters do their own movies.
Well, I was also asking both you and Jeremy on the way home, what mushrooms or what items
power-ups.
did we not really get to
The
see?
feather.
We didn't get to see the feather, so the
Isn't
original
there a
feather.
frog?
Yeah. So maybe we'll see
So-
some underwater stuff.
The cape.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
feather.
that's the
Is
feather.
Okay, it was in their advertisement commercial.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, when they're like laying down on stools, but they have a cape on.
Oh,
in
yeah.
their
Okay.
commercial.
Yep, I did see that. The one thing that we did notice that's gonna have to play something. Someone's gonna die because you have to get a 1-up mushroom in here.
You do. A 1-up to come
So
back.
someone's gonna have to die,
Mm.
and maybe we'll see an underworld.
Ooh.
That could be cool. Maybe we'll see the do 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 do. Maybe that'll be the underworld.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they'll do something with that. I don't know. There's a lot to it. We'll just there's.
Can you imagine if they made it and they had to do like a Mario Party type game too, where they had to play like and do like a.
There's
like,
too
take
much.
turns.
There's
Like,
too much they can do.
There's so much that they've
30
opened up.
years of content.
So
Yes.
much.
They've opened up so much.
They
and
didn't
I
even
feel
bring
like,
in Birdo yet. That could be a villain too.
Yes.
Because Birdo was a villain in Mario 2. It's just, I don't know. There's so much. It's crazy. And the Koopalings can come in. That's another one. They haven't brought in all the
No.
Koopalings. Like Ludwig and Wendy. And
There's so many.
Well, never mind.
it's okay.
There's a lot of them with weird names like that.
yeah.
Can we talk about like
Let
my
me.
absolute favorite part of the whole movie to finish up?
Do you want to spoil it?
I mean, I feel like we've talked about this.
If
quite
you're
a bit.
talking-
We just didn't spoil the absolute. We didn't spoil the ending
second
of the movie.
post-credit scene.
The post-credit scene.
So I
Is
will
that what
say
you're
the
talking about?
the whole entire movie, I
It's
was
yeah. Okay,
so
here it is.
incredibly disappointed that you didn't get to see a certain character. And I'm just gonna say it spoiler free. Then you don't get to see a certain character, which I absolutely love and adore. Like for the
You've
forever.
already said in
And-
this show what your favorite character
Well, either
is.
way, like, and I was like, oh man, the movie ended, and I was like, oh man, you didn't get to see a certain person. And then at the very end, I don't know if you caught it though, but it's a lot like Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's the Godzilla.
It's like the Godzilla
Sure
ending.
is.
And at the end,
It's just
something
like that.
something happens, and then you hear a voice, and I literally threw my hands up in the air and went, yay! And I was like, now we need to make a Mario 2
And
right now.
Jeremy was mad because it wasn't Kirby, so I'm
I
just gonna put it right
know.
out there. It wasn't
It
Kirby.
wasn't Kirby.
So.
I wonder what the production time on this is.
I don't
Ooh,
know.
I
I
don't
think
know.
the main thing was just maybe getting the story right.
Do you
And
remember?
the characters.
Do you remember? I don't remember when it was announced.
It was announced about a year and a half ago.
I thought it was.
I thought it was a
last-
year ago.
Last year sometime.
I thought it was on Mario Day. It was that's when they released the trailers on Mario Day. So it must have been earlier than that.
So you're probably looking at a 18 months to 2 year production time.
now they have all the assets,
True.
so they don't need that
They don't
anymore.
have to build from the ground up.
No, they have that. They can actually make them better, and they can go from there. They just need Shigeru Miyamoto to write the next story because he produced this.
Yeah.
He was right there alongside the entire production, so that's great. That means it was good. So
You're probably looking at 2025 sometime.
yeah, I'd say 2025. That's another 2 years at least. Maybe announcement next year. But I see this coming to Blu-ray before the end of June. Maybe they'll try to keep it till July.
I definitely want to go back and see it again.
Yeah.
There's way too much that you miss. If you blink, you miss an Easter egg. If you blink, you miss like there's so much that they crammed in.
We'll go see it in 3D.
Yeah.
Let's talk Commando.
Okay, movie club. Wow. Excuse me.
My God, Brett. So Brett, did you watch what we sent you then?
Of course, that's why I sent laughing faces.
Okay. So Josh and I started Commando. Before we even get really into the movie, Josh and I started Commando
What?
this afternoon.
Why don't you read the synopsis?
Yes, I know. I was like,
before you go on?
well, here.
Go ahead.
Josh and I started Commando this afternoon, okay? And we watched the intro, just the intro only. And halfway through the intro, Josh and I start like voiceovering, like remembering these voiceover lines from a certain video that we saw. Like, it was probably even
I
a
saw
year.
it on TikTok about a year ago.
Yeah, it was like a year ago. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Did you know it was from that movie?
No, I thought it
we had
was
no
from like
idea.
from the what's the one? What's the other one where he's an action hero?
Last
The
Action Hero.
Last Action Hero. I
Yeah.
thought it was that.
So,
Okay.
and it was this really funny voiceover, and we started quoting it, and we finally get to the end, and I'm like, wait a second, he's gonna look at a pink heart on the fridge, and he's gonna say
I wish I
something.
could
I wish I
read.
could read. And then sure enough, we were like, we have to pause it and find this video. And sure enough, we YouTubed it, we found it, we sent it to Brett, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to take
There's
this
this
intro
voiceover.
seriously.
So Alex, maybe you put it in the. Could you put it in the comments?
I
You
can't actually.
can't take this movie seriously.
I
There-
didn't immediately. I was like, wow,
there's
this
no
movie's
way
wild.
to do it, to take it seriously.
Came out in 1985, so you can just put yourself in the boots of
It's
writing a
peak
script.
Arnold action
right,
phase.
right.
Well, read the synopsis.
A retired special forces colonel tries to save his daughter, who was abducted by his former subordinate. That's the basis.
Yep.
So it stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ray Don Chong, Dan Hedaya, Alyssa Milano, and Bill Duke.
Yep.
So critics and fans both give this a 67%. So it's not an awful.
That's higher than what I thought it would be. Honestly.
Yeah. I immediately didn't take it seriously just because of I knew it was gonna be a popcorn flick, and as I saw the close up of the muscles, I was like, oh god, here we go. Yep. It's an 80s flick immediately. It's fine. It's fine for what it is.
There's a couple parts that I've seen this movie before.
I'm sure you've seen it a lot too.
But there's a couple parts that make me laugh out loud.
A couple?
The first,
a couple?
So the first one
it's a whole movie
that I didn't even realize until when I watched it is that there's a scene where he's on an airplane and he's supposed to be flying to this other country, and he gets up during takeoff after he kills his handler, basically. And the flight attendant's like, "Sir, you need to sit down
during takeoff."
He's like, "I'm airsick," and I'm like, "You're not off the ground yet."
Oh, I didn't even actually.
He also said he's dead tired. Don't wake him. And the one-liners were just off the chain, dude.
They were
the truck. The truck going down the hill. First of all, when they showed the truck going down the hill, the long shots, like the wide shots, those were the same shot.
They were the same shot.
Two different areas of the hill.
To start at the beginning, so you know, like when his little hut or house or whatever is getting blown up and whatnot, and there's a scene where one of the commandos or the guys is like laying on the floor, and he's like, what's the line that he says? He's like, hold on,
you're downwind of them. Is that
you're downwind of them? And he's like,
downwind. You can. I'm supposed to be able to smell them. I did.
No, not that.
And then he goes from there. Right after that line.
They're in the house,
in the chair, and he's like, mellow out, and he's like, and then he goes right, and he goes wrong, and he just shoots him in the
Before that,
it's
when the guy's shot in the shoulder,
and he's down in like the living room, and then they're starting to shoot at the front door, and he's laying on the ground on the front door, and he's like, "I'll be right back, don't worry," or whatever.
He's like, "I'll be okay."
I gotta get my rifle. I gotta get my rifle from the shed.
He says something about being number one.
He says right before Arnold says a line.
He's like, "Don't worry, you're my number one priority," or something.
But remember,
like you're my number one priority, or something like that. Or
when he said, "But remember," Alex said, "You're my number one customer." From Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way, and I just kept like repeating. I was like, "Remember, you're my number one customer." I'm like, we have to voice that over too. But the way that he said it was the exact same tone that he said in Commando.
It's cheesy. The photo booth was hilarious. He takes the thing, just bashes it, rolls it around.
It's not a photo booth. It's phone booth.
Phone booth. That's what I meant.
Phone booth. With Sully inside.
Yeah.
The second part that made me laugh out loud is at the very beginning. The daughter had made some sandwiches.
Yeah.
And she, they're having lunch, and he starts eating. And he goes, "What's in this?" And she goes, "You don't want to know." I'm like, is she making shit sandwiches?
Right, exactly. I was like, you gotta know. I want to know what's in my food, dude. That was the dumbest line ever. He ripped the chair out of the car.
He did.
Why? It's probably too small
so he could lay low. It was a tiny, tiny car.
That was dumb for me. The rocket launcher made me laugh. She shot it backwards the first time.
When did she have time to read the instructions?
That book was huge.
Good question. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, "How'd you do that?" I read the instructions.
But she still shot it backwards the first time.
The part where they take Sully's car after he drops him off a cliff, and he pushes it over as they drive away. The car's not dented at all.
No, they did so many mistakes.
Well, actually, on that whole entire, like, when his car and Sully's car, and they're kind of racing each other, and he's going in and he's hitting from the side. Every single shot, his car that he's hitting into Sully's car, like, magically repairs itself, and then he goes and hits it again, and then, like, now the bumper is off, but then and then it frames back, and then the bumper's back on. Like, it's just so
They had
horrible.
a $9 million budget. For this, that's big. That's like 25 today.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
What? Oh, it always makes me laugh too, as I've seen this as many times as I had. When he's on the island with his assault rifle, AK-47, I believe it was, he never has to reload, and he mows down.
Oh yeah.
50 guys with that rifle. And he doesn't reload once.
I looked at Josh and I was like, before John Wick, there was
Arnold Schwarzenegger. He just did all these movies. But John Wick did them real. This was way off the chain.
They just threw
the buzzsaw or the saw blade frisbees that took the guy's.
That was his freaking top of his head came right off. Oh my gosh. The movie was just it was
overkill.
Yeah. In fact,
legitly.
In Australia and New Zealand, they took a lot of scenes out.
Oh really?
Yeah, they took out the neck breaking part.
On the plane?
Yeah, all it did was just have the elbow. So the elbow killed him.
Oh, okay. Oh, there was also that where he goes through Oh, I don't even remember what part it is, but he does that. Boom.
Oh, he hits that guy twice with his forearm.
Like it's when they're about to go into the place to get all of like to find like the airplane manual or some kind of
they're
thing.
going to surplus.
Yes.
Yeah. And so he like he hides in like a little like area, and then two people walk out, and then he goes in, and then he goes to
he
like
double
he
hits
like
him
goes
with the
boom
forearm.
like with his arm, and it's like
there's no way you can do that with a head. The
there-
first impact's gonna
like,
stop you, man.
and
There's
it
no
sounded
way
like
you're bouncing
thunder
back
the
and
way
doing
that
it
they
twice.
did it. It was just like boom, and then he started punching, and I was like, it was just really funny.
It was cheesy. Cheesy is what we
Everything's
should say.
really
Now,
cheesy.
what I did kind of realize as I'm watching this time is this came out in 85 and Die Hard came out in 89, and that just tells me how great Die Hard is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 4 years,
in
they were able
terms
to
of
write
just
a better flick.
production, quality, writing, whatever you want
I
to call
should
it.
see the budget of Die Hard.
But, they're only 4 years apart, and Die Hard is still a great movie. This is not a great movie. It's
This is
a
honestly a
fun
movie I can watch over and over
Die Hard
again
had
because
quite a
of how
budget.
stupid it is.
They had 28 million
That's
in 89.
so I mean, comparatively for an action movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now this was quite a bit shorter than Die Hard.
Yeah.
But
Still,
that's not a large budget to go on.
it must have been just to buy Arnold, and then the rest was
His
do the
his
rest.
salary probably
Yeah.
was a big chunk of that budget,
They never explained how Bennett got off the boat before it exploded.
right?
Like he was on it,
He was
and then it
on
blew
His
up.
death.
They just
Yeah.
showed him on it. It's kind of weird. Got some facts about this movie.
Cool.
It had the same shopping mall used in Terminator 2.
Oh.
So the entire shopping mall scene was used in Terminator 2 as well. According to Alyssa Milano, Arnold Schwarzenegger was very protective of her on set, and he actually helped her with her algebra homework.
Oh, wow.
He also performed many of his own stunts, as producers found it very difficult to find a stunt double.
Yep.
And he's shirtless for half the film, so yeah. He also dislocated his shoulder and had several stitches during the shoot, so he hurt himself quite a number of times. The scene where John, Matrix, and Cook are fighting in the motel room, and they break into the room next door where the naked couple is.
Mhm.
There's a video camera tripod scene,
I knew it. That's why.
and the girl was
the girl
behind
was behind
the guy.
bent over.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
The first thing Josh says when he goes through is, "Why is she behind him?"
I was a little concerned there. Yeah, that was unnecessary.
That was so funny though.
After Cindy fires the rocket launcher, and she learned how to read, the instruction manual is actually in the cart as
It
they're
is.
walking
Yeah, I
out.
saw.
You don't really see that.
Oh, we pointed it out, I guess.
I did because I read that fact. There are many items of the military equipment in the shopping cart. The missile launcher was on top, actually. Originally, the studio execs didn't want Arnold Schwarzenegger to talk at all.
What?
There's no one-liners then, And I mean, as cheesy as it is, he needed to talk.
Mm-hmm.
The seaplane was a 1942 Grumman Goose and was destroyed in a hangar fire in 1999.
Oh.
Did you spot Bill Paxton?
I did. I was going to ask you guys actually.
Yeah.
I don't think we spotted him.
I
but
didn't
Josh,
spot him, but I
Josh
looked.
after the movie was like, "Did you know Bill Paxton
I
was in
don't
there?"
know.
I'm like,
He was
"No."
The radar.
He was in the he was in the
Okay.
radar tower, I guess. I didn't know that. I didn't see him. This is the second of 3 films in which Bill Paxton and Arnold Schwarzenegger worked together. The other 2 being
T1.
Terminator and True Lies.
Yeah.
I don't remember him in the first Terminator.
He's
one of the
very
punks, isn't he?
beginning. Yep.
Yeah, he's one
He
of
had
the
the spiked hair.
That's right.
He actually, Arnold took the jacket that he was wearing. Well, his whole
Yeah,
wardrobe
yeah.
actually.
Both Bill Duke and Arnold worked
Predator.
together later in Predator,
Yep.
and was also produced by the same producer, Joel Silver. The body count. Anybody want to take a guess?
200,
I'll say it's less than 200.
I will say 75.
130.
There's 109. Arnold killed 102, but according to the documentary that came out talking about Commando, he actually only kills 81. So Brett, you were closest. pretty much. So
Cool.
I give this movie a 6. It's not awful, not great, but I won't say I wouldn't.
Well, look,
I won't not say it again.
So here's what I'll say about it. If Gen Z wanted to know what's the big deal about Arnold Schwarzenegger, watch this movie. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger in a nutshell.
Anything of him in the mid 80s
Yes.
to the early 90s is just prime. Just that decade.
That's what action movies were in the 80s, and he was the biggest star in the 80s along with Sly.
Do you consider Terminator 2 to be like his pinnacle?
Probably in terms of how good it is, yes.
I think so too, actually. I give that.
I mean,
like his
what
that's
is
his big
Arnold
one.
Schwarzenegger's key role? Like, who is he known as being? It's Terminator.
It feels like that. Yeah, I'd say so.
I feel like when you think of him, that's the first thing you
I should
think
say,
of is
what
Terminator.
role do you associate the most with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
People will argue Predator. I can see the argument.
It was one time. you
Right.
know, it was one
I
movie.
get it.
No, I
Yeah.
think Terminator.
But he has a whole franchise.
When you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger, the first thing I think of is "I'll be back."
How many
Right.
times did he
He
play
said
the
I'll be back in
T-800?
this
He
movie.
does. Yeah.
What?
How many times did he play the T-800? You got Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Terminator 3. His likeness played it real shortly in Salvation, Genesis,
Yeah.
and Dark Fate. That's
All
6
of them.
times. Yeah.
I mean, all of them. Yeah. So there's no way.
Don't do it.
Don't
Don't do it.
Oh, wait. You also forgot the other one. There's another one between there.
I said Salvation.
No. Dark Fate.
I said that.
Did you say Dark
I
Fate?
think he
That's
did.
why I
yeah.
said don't do it.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, this film's fine. It's a lot of one-liners, and they're funny and timely, and
Until the
It's
next
great.
time.
there won't be
There won't be.
No, he's no chance.
Or no chance.
No chance.
That's right,
And
that's
I
right.
knew, I was like, there's gonna be just a whatever walkout. But the box office, it made $57.5 million, so it did amazing in
Wow.
the 80s. This movie did great.
That's quite the return.
So that's why,
On a $9 million budget.
like right after this, he did a few other flicks, and then he went to Terminator 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, there.
Yeah, I mean, he had done Terminator already because
Yeah,
Terminator was 84.
yeah, yeah.
So
This is
was
right
right
after.
after it. Yeah.
Alex,
Yeah.
Your
What do you-
turn.
So because we watched Commando and there's Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? So I have two choices. I have my original choice that I've been sitting on for a really long time, and then I have an Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I don't remember whether or not you guys have seen it.
what is the Arnold movie?
Twins.
We-
Did we already
No,
do
we
Twins?
saw Junior. We
You
didn't
saw
see
Junior.
Twins.
No, we didn't.
But Twins is
comedy.
a comedy, and him and Danny DeVito are twins.
Aren't they
Junior-
making a sequel
I think so.
with like Chris Rock or
Junior
something?
was after Twins, right?
I don't remember.
I think it was because I'm pretty sure Twins was early 90s and Junior was mid 90s.
1988.
I want to say I
Okay.
want to say
was
Twins. Twins was in the 80s.
and Junior
Junior was in the
1994.
90s.
Wow.
I thought I was, if I had to guess, I was going to say Junior was 95. So
Yeah.
But Twins
94.
it's a very good movie.
what's the other option?
The other option is completely on the other side of the spectrum. It's one that was actually suggested by a fan a while ago, and it's just been on my Brett list for a
Okay.
really long time.
Bretlets.
And I don't think Josh has seen it either. But it's called Return to Oz.
Ooh, man.
It's I think it's the 1980s. It's a darker version of The Wizard of Oz, and it has the one chick, I can never remember her name, but she's in, we always quote her like, that's no guess, it's just what it's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Faruka Balk.
Yeah, so her as a really, 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 she's
like 9.
she's
isn't
like
it?
Probably like 9, but
Oh, wow.
but she plays Dorothy.
I think
I honestly don't
Twins-
mind.
I think
Whatever.
Twins would be good, right?
Well, I just figured because we're on Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Sure.
and to me, it's a really funny movie. It's definitely what you think it's going to be. It's a cheesy '80s movie, but
Right.
it's funny. But yeah, but no, I'm definitely gonna save that movie then for the back burner
Yes, that
because
window's
it
open.
is a very good, and I think it's actually on like the top movies of like the top 100.
I don't know. I've heard of
Movies.
it. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
All right, so Twins.
And what I
don't
mean
know.
by top 100, I was talking about Return to
So,
Oz.
a
not
physically
Twins.
perfect but innocent man goes in search of his long-lost twin brother who is short, a womanizer, and a small-time crook.
Small.
So, Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kelly Preston. Chloe Webb.
There's gonna be a lot of people I don't think you know in this movie besides those two.
Yeah, I'm going through the IMDb and
It's very much an 80s movie.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Came out in 88.
Arnold is hilarious.
Alrighty.
He lives on an island.
Have you guys seen somebody's doing TikToks of movie scenes where Arnold plays all the characters?
Oh,
they're doing
no.
AI overlays.
There's so
They're
many
hilarious.
AI ones right now.
I saw the one from Waterboy where Bobby.
Yes, we saw that one already.
So when Mama goes, "Ah,"
And it's him going, "Ah."
she gasped after he stands.
When he
up.
says boobies, he's boobies.
Boobies.
Oh, that's funny.
No, yeah. There's no
We should do the fan question real quick here.
Yeah.
Would you let a complete stranger urinate on your
How
jellyfish
did this come
thing?
up?
This came up because a few weeks ago at work, the radio was on and they were discussing this, and we had a very quick answers. Like, we looked at the radio and we're like, are they really asking this question? And we just very quickly answered, but then we sat there for a couple minutes and then we all started talking, and then the more and more people that came into the back were wondering what we were talking about, and we were putting out different scenarios, and we probably talked about it for a good half an hour, coming up with different scenarios. And someone goes, you should talk about this on your show, it's really interesting. And I was like, yeah, you know what, that sounds like a great idea, I'll put that on the show.
I've never felt one before.
I haven't either.
I haven't either, but
I-
apparently they're
I-
excruciating.
You didn't know, Alex, but
You didn't know?
there was a Friends episode that had this thing. Had this come
really?
up.
Okay.
So Monica gets stung, and Joey had heard on the Discovery Channel that if you pee on a jellyfish sting, that it helps the pain.
Yeah.
Well, Joey couldn't do it, so like he had performance anxiety or whatever. So Chandler had to.
Oh, okay. Aren't
it
they
was kind of a
brother and
joke.
sister? Monica and Chandler.
No, Monica and Ross. are
Monica and
brother
Ross
sister.
are brother and sister.
But
Okay.
eventually, Monica marries Chandler, but that's way down the series.
That sounds weird to say now that you say that. Speaking of Friends, real quick, we just watched a thing about Friends. Actually, it's kind of interesting you bring that up. How women cannot flirt with men, but men can flirt with women.
It was a very
interesting thing, because it's a little bit more how the women hold the keys to the kingdom, and men are a little bit more like jump on the go,
Right.
Kind of
It was
an
very
interesting
it's
conversation.
very interesting conversation.
Anyways, back to this. I'm sure that if it was the last resort and there was no medical nearby,
Yeah, I think
Sure.
it depends on how bad it hurts. Like,
Why don't you Google real quick? What does the pain of a jellyfish sting? feel
I
like?
wasn't able to find that, but I was able to find out whether or not you should. According to Cleveland Clinic, you should not do it because it can make it worse, because urine is water based and it can make the sting worse.
I guess, but let's just go off of it's supposed to heal it.
Well, it's not supposed to heal it. It's
Well,
supposed
okay,
to
take the pain
reduce
away.
The pain.
Yeah, let's just go off of what
I think
we were
it all
told.
just depends on how high your pain tolerance is. And
Exactly.
if you need immediate relief, then I think you were willing to do about anything.
Right. Exactly. I wasn't able to find a pain scale on it. I don't know. What kind
How
of.
bad does a jellyfish sting hurt? Oh, and in rare cases, they are life-threatening.
Oh, boy.
Most stings cause instant pain and inflamed marks on the skin. Some stings
Can
may
they do
cause
like a
more
level?
whole body systemic illness. How
Well, when you get stung
painful.
by a bee, I get systemic like chills. It's kind of crazy how it affects me personally.
I don't know. Apparently, it's supposed to be really painful.
But there's no like pain
There's
level.
no. I mean, because everybody's pain tolerance is different, but apparently it's
Right.
supposed to be really bad. So your answer would be like yes, I guess.
I mean, if it was that level, I don't think that I'm worried about a stranger unless they have like an STD. I'd be concerned about. That's about it.
So that was the scenario we talked
Right.
about.
Exactly. That's
Was-
one I'd
well,
be concerned about.
We're like, wait, hold on, before you whip it out.
That
Are
is
you
concerning.
clean?
That is concerning. I mean,
That is concerning.
there are it can.
So the scenarios that were talked about at work was it depends on where my sting is.
That
now,
too.
if my sting is on my neck and somebody's whipping their junk out and it's a complete stranger, would you prefer it also to be the opposite sex?
That would be interesting. I don't know.
I'm going to assume the majority of stings are below the knee.
You would hope so, but what if one
Right.
swims up and just stings you right on the side of your
No.
face?
True.
You're gonna get that golden
I've never
Whoa.
without laying down. I've never been in the ocean up to my neck.
Oh, I guess
You know what I
we
mean?
have. Like, just we've swam in like waterboard. Is that what it's called?
Water.
Boogie board.
Boogie
Boogie board. Yeah.
Oh,
In the
we've done
ocean?
that.
Yeah. In the ocean.
Yeah, in the ocean.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did that.
when we went to California, we did that. We went over the waves and stuff. It was fun.
Yeah.
But so the other thing would be, so besides the STDs and where is, all right, now instead of the complete stranger part, what if there was no strangers and it was like your significant other, like Ashley, and you guys haven't been together long and you just got stung on the side of your face.
Okay, on the face. And it's your
like, we're
significant
putting
other?
it like the worst situation ever, like a jellyfish, like you dove underwater right into a jellyfish and then it like slapped you on the side of your face or your neck and then you're like, oh man, oh, it hurts so bad and there's no medical around. Do you gotta pee?
Did you like the meme, Brett?
I didn't get it.
It's from
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim.
Oh. Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
pee on her.
I gotta pee on her. There was that situation, and then it came down to, what's your situation going to be like if you had your significant other or a friend there instead of a stranger? What is your relationship going to be like after this situation happens? How do you continue your friendship after? Oh man, we're gonna be buddies for life because he had to pee on me back in the day.
Yeah.
So would I my answer, I guess, would I let a complete stranger pee or urinate or whatever you want to call it on my jellyfish sting? Honestly, I think it's going to have to depend on where it's at.
I think a stranger would be easier because you're not going to see that person again.
You would hope not. Or let's say you're in a Bahamas on
Resort.
vacation or a resort and they're
You're gonna see that person all week.
You're like, hey, how's that stink going?
Hey,
You
you'll
feeling
have
well?
a joke all week and you guys can become pen pals.
That's very true.
You never know.
Yeah.
If that thing still exists.
I don't know. I think it's less awkward with a stranger versus
Mm.
your significant other or
Now
a friend.
to be the person that actually has to have the confidence to just push to try to pee in the situation and not make it awkward, because I don't know about you guys, but I like to pee in private.
Well,
Performance anxiety.
Yeah, performance anxiety would be a thing. And then, what if a whole bunch of people come running over in the middle of everything and they're seeing what's going on? Like, there's this big situation.
kind of is. Exactly.
Like, what do you think you're doing? And would you get in trouble for indecent exposure
Mhm.
for peeing on a jellyfish?
They
sting?
might. They might actually. We got answers from Discord. Arrow says, if I'm desperate, then yeah. Crystal said, only if the pain was unbearable, otherwise hell no. I wonder if anybody else has felt them. I wonder if we should have asked that too. Have you felt one before as well?
Well, I'm sure if someone did, they would have probably put it in their comment. and
you
said,
might
"Oh,
you might
yes."
see that on Instagram because we got some more.
We
got
do.
some
We have
others, too.
Instagram.
Briggs said, hell nah, I'd rather die, lol. My nephew Caden said that would be my last option to choose. So a lot of people are very on the last resort kind of thing. I get that. That's normal response. Alex, you have Instagram?
I've got a couple on my personal Facebook right
Okay.
now. I've got one of my cousins that said, her name's Kathy. She said, nope, not even if it worked.
Oh no, yeah.
My dad said, it's not his answer, but he said, I remember watching Survivor many years ago, and this happened to one of the castaways, and he had a couple people do it for him.
Oh.
So, I mean, it was done on the show, I guess. And then, yes, I do have Instagram ready to go. Instagram, we've got Terrible Terror Podcast.
Shout out to them.
We've got nope, especially if it doesn't work. I think someone with a fetish. I think someone with a fetish just made that up.
Right. And he would have looked that up too. Brian is
I know.
he's very specific and knowledgeable on those
We've
things.
also got Jersey Comic Crew Podcast.
Shout out to those guys.
Respectfully, fuck no.
I wonder what they think about the Mario movie. I should see what they're saying in the show.
Yeah, right after we're asking him this question. Oh, by the way, what'd you think about the Mario?
What do you think of Mario?
Juice, actually.
Juice
Juice
in the
responded.
morning.
Juice says 100%.
100%. Okay.
He didn't say 100%
He's
yes
the
or
one.
no, but
so
he did
he's
say
the one. He's the one.
he's the one
that's
guy
got
you want to go look for. We have got Patrick. Patrick says,
Patrick.
depends on how much pain I'm really in, because rando hobo, hell no. Hot chick that looks clean, golden shower for me.
Whoa. Found the other one.
Oh my god. Jim Bone fans.
What?
Let's do it. Okay. I don't know what that was all about. That's all I have on Instagram.
Okay. Facebook was just a lot of shares, but we appreciate everyone who shared their stuff on all of their social medias and everything, and liked and everything, followed us. We appreciate that. And that's a really interesting question. I think I'll have one for next week as well too, so we're going to continue on with that segment still. We've been kind of like for the past few, we've had like a lot of them miss because I've been traveling and Alex has been overworked, and it's just a lot. Yeah, so that was a good fan question. I got a couple of other news topics real quick to go over here. We know E3 was canceled officially. Nintendo is coming to Seattle for a hands-on event in September.
Hands-on?
They're doing an actual event.
They're bringing a bunch of stuff?
Yeah, they're doing an actual press conference event in Seattle. So I'm thinking big news, maybe a Mario movie sequel. Then by September, maybe they'll announce the movie sequel. I'm expecting a new Mario game announced, maybe a new Mario Kart, because they're done. They're going to be done with the DLC very soon.
Yeah, it's been a while.
They've expanded the Mario Kart expansion pass so much that they can only do so much with that game.
Booster map pack.
They need to move on. They need to do other things. Probably another Metroid game. I'm just saying it's gonna be some big announcements. So we'll be seeing in Seattle what's gonna happen there.
New Mario Party.
New Mario Party, maybe. Yeah. Or DLC.
Yeah.
So a lot of Star Wars came out over the past few I guess weeks. We missed a lot of announcements, but there's some new stuff. Daisy Ridley is getting her own solo movie Star Wars project. I don't know if it's a trilogy or not, but she's getting there's going to be a movie coming out soon of Star Wars, of her rebuilding the Jedi Order, apparently. So that's a new project coming down the line, and a couple other movies have been announced that are going to deal with the Old Republic and things in between episodes 6 and 7. So they're still building on to the franchise. Mandalorian, I hear, is not doing well as far as reviews go.
We haven't seen this.
We haven't watched any of this
season.
None of it. I don't have any interest in this.
I think it's just. Well, I mean, The Last of Us really put Pedro
it was great
up. And I heard the first episode of Mandalorian was pretty good, and then from what I hear at work is afterwards it kind of drops off. But I don't know. I'm still like I liked all the seasons so far, so I don't see why we wouldn't watch it. We just haven't yet.
We just got to watch the Book of Boba Fett too, because there's some
Apparently.
Mandalorian in there. Which did you finish that book? Did you watch? No.
No.
Man, you've just.
All I really wanted to know is how he got out of the pit.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
And then it was like pretty much him living with the sand people for like a full episode, and it was kind of just bleh. But in my opinion, Book of Boba Fett didn't grip me, and I couldn't continue. We don't even have Disney Plus anymore right now, so yeah, it is what it is. You guys have anything else you want to touch on?
No.
You?
Were you gonna go over the other announcements, like
what?
For Star Wars? You only said the Daisy Ridley one.
I said there's gonna be an Old Republic one. There's gonna be something in between episode 6 and 7. That's pretty much all I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there something you know?
No.
Yeah, they brought out directors and stuff, and they were just saying that they have solid directors laid out and everything. So at least there's that. But I mean, the future of Star Wars, nobody's really been excited about, since those movies really burned. I guess if that's all we got to talk about, we should go into our plugs. Ahsoka's coming out this summer. I think that'll
be fun.
It feels like it could be good.
I think it'll be good. I think who they chose to be her.
Rosario Dawson.
Yes, yeah. I think that she's the right one.
Yeah, I think that if they did that, we'll see what reviews are first. So, Alex, you should go ahead and plug your Twitch.
Yes, if you'd like to watch me game, it's twitch.tv/cute_kitty. That's KUTE_KITTI. I stream on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings. Right now, we are playing some Halo Master Chief Collection. I really need to get back to doing some, Destiny. We need to get up there so we can start doing like some lightfall or
Yeah.
lightfall.
I'm showing this part where you
Oh, no,
just saved Patrick there.
Yes, I don't know if Patrick has seen this yet. We were playing Master Chief Collection over the weekend, and what Josh is showing is this clip of me literally saving Patrick's ass.
This guy running up to her right there, and she snipes him right behind him.
He was going up to assassinate Patrick. Play one more time. Go
Oh,
back.
I think he goes to teabag him right there. That's what he's doing.
I don't remember. You'd have to like go back to here. I was like, Patrick, I just shaved your ass. And he's like,
This is where
"You
she
did?"
respawns.
Yeah, I respawned, and I'm like,
Boom!
boom.
And then she's
And
like,
he's
Patrick,
like-
I just saved your ass.
No, his body flew forward.
He's like, oh, okay.
He's like, what? Huh? Somebody's behind me? Yeah. No, we're playing Master Chief Collection, and it's so much fun. We played some Griff Ball, which is always really fun to go back to. SWAT, Slayer, everything from 1 to 4. I don't know, it's a blast. I really like playing that. And then we've played a little bit of. We actually beat Overcooked. All you can eat.
We beat the DLC.
Yeah.
Oh, some of the DLC. Oh, no. We beat the actual campaign, and we started on the DLC.
Yeah.
Which I'm just like, maybe we should find something else to play here soon. Maybe you go into Grounded.
Maybe.
Deal with the bugs.
Yeah.
Could you get over it?
No.
No. That's
I don't like it.
I know. So you'll be on Friday. You won't be on Friday.
You could play Gears.
Or we could go. We can play some Gears.
Yeah, we could.
I'm always down to play Gears. I love Gears.
Yeah.
It's mainly just getting everybody to play at or not play at a certain time, but it's getting everybody to download. Like, we all need to get a terabyte hard drive for Christmas is what we need to do,
Yeah,
so you don't have
'cause
to
we're like, oh, let's
download
we'll
and
play this game. We'll play this game, then this game, and this
Yeah.
game, and this game. It's like there's so many games out
There's-
there.
There
so
are
many.
now, I think I read some cheaper third-party external hard drive
Yeah.
for the
Oh,
Series S and
sure.
X.
Right.
There wasn't. They were completely first party through Seagate for the longest time, but now Microsoft is allowing other companies to make them. So
Oh, okay.
you can probably get one at some point for far less than the Seagate ones that are first party.
Oh, all right. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, this weekend, I will be
I
on
should look into
Saturday
that.
and Sunday. Next weekend, I will be on Friday and Sunday.
As far as my stream goes, it's twitch.tv/Mr. L. That's MASTERL. You'll find me on stream this week, just Wednesday and Thursday evening. I will not be streaming Saturday morning. But yeah, just those 2 days. And probably just playing Grounded lately. Eventually, at the end of this month, I will be going into Dead Island 2 for sure. I'm getting it. So
actually, that'll be another game.
that's
too.
the game I'll be going into here. That'll be fun. So be on the lookout for that. Fall Guys, a little bit here and there, maybe we'll see. But I'm not really excited about the rest of this season. I'm waiting for the new season to start. So, and it's going to include world building. So that's going to be interesting.
Ooh.
As far as our podcast goes, if you guys hit the like button on this YouTube video and subscribe to our channel to be notified when we're live, hit that bell, and we go live every Tuesday around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll catch us live here. As far as our social media goes, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, follow us. PTO Unlimited is what you'll search. PTO Unlimited _podcast on Instagram. Make sure you're following our Discord, checking out the merchandise, and follow us on social media. My social media is @_Mr. L.
Brett_wings.
Cute _kitty.
That's our Twitter, by the way.
Final note, I don't have one.
Do you have a personal water bottle? Do you ever use one? No.
I have one at work.
When he was going to the gym all the time, he would bring.
I have a tumbler at
Yeah, the
work that I
tumbler.
use.
How often do you wash it?
Well, never, because it's just water.
Oh, you better start washing it, buddy.
Yeah.
There are 40,000 more bacteria on your personal water bottle than a toilet seat.
Wow.
Better start washing that bad boy.
There's your
That's
fact
your fun
for the
fact
day.
of the
Fun
day.
fact
That's
of the
why I
day.
never get sick. I expose myself
See?
to so much
Yep,
crap.
there you
You
go.
know what? That's
Mhm.
actually, there you go.
There's
But
a-
when there's black mold growing on there, you might want
Well,
to
if
clean
Yeah,
it's
you-
visible,
It's
I
visible.
take care of it. But
Yeah.
See, we have straws, plastic straws.
Do you know how
that
often I
grow
actually
that?
like?
So
I have
gross.
my work.
I gotta wash
I have
that
my
with a
work
brush.
coffee mug at work.
Yeah.
I literally just rinse it out and reuse it.
do you dry it?
Then you're getting the bacteria off. But still, if there's something growing on there,
Yeah, don't let stuff build up to where I'm
I don't know, little
just
exposures
pouring
here and
water
there.
onto it. No.
right? I
fine.
remember when my dad, when my nephew, he was a little tyke. He was.
Hillside.
I was working at Walmart a while back, and he was on the floor, and I was like, "Get up off the floor, dude! It's dirty." And my dad's like, "That's how they keep the germs in, and they're good."
There
you
was
know?
something like I've heard
Immunity.
of, like, kids like will take things and put them in their mouth, and it's supposed to, like, when they're doing that, they're like strengthening their
Building
immune
in
system.
the immune system.
Yeah, strengthen that up, bad boy. But you should probably wash it every now and then because of 40,000 more bacteria than a toilet seat. I mean, I would. It's basically saying you'd rather lick a toilet seat, right?
I'd rather kiss. What does he say? Kiss.
I'd rather kiss a toilet seat.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the Home Alone line. I guess that's all for us this week. We'll get you
We got
guys-
next week coming up.
Oh, that's our
There's a
7
big
year.
announcement.
That's our 7 year.
Yeah.
Yes, our 7
Our
year will
birthday.
be next week. It's actually next week Thursday, but we'll be celebrating it Tuesday. So yeah, we'll be doing our 7 year show. I don't know what we're gonna do. Nothing really planned yet. Maybe there is.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right, guys. Catch you next week. Bye.